Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about system of particles. First of all, we need to discuss what is a particle. Particle is any object which has a finite mass. It's so small that its dimensions, its size can be neglected. Okay, but it has a mass. Next is system of particles. What do we mean by a system of particles? When you consider the macroscopic bodies, whether it's a table or a chair, whatever, when you consider macroscopic bodies, then it's better to consider them as a collection of large number of particles. So that is known as system of particles. Now we need to understand what are internal forces. Internal forces are the forces which are actually acting between the particles of any body. Like if you have a system of particles, so whatever are the forces acting between the mutual forces of interaction and action, whatever forces are acting between the particles, they are called internal forces. Internal forces do not produce acceleration in the body. Okay. And these forces cancel in pair. Like if I consider two particles, particle A and particle B, whatever force particle A is exerting on particle B, the same and opposite force will be exerted by the particle B on A. So what does that mean? That these forces cancel in pairs. As an example, if you have a string here, and you try to just pull it, then the restoring forces come into action and they are known as tension. And you can see that tension acts in pairs. Okay, it's a type of internal force. Next, external force. External force act outside the body. External forces act outside the body, and these are the only forces which can actually produce acceleration in the body and not the internal forces. Next, we will be discussing about kinds of motion. We have pure translational motion, we have pure rotational motion, and we have combination of translational and rotational motion. What's a translational motion? When all the particles of a body are moving along straight lines. For example, if you have an inclined plane, this is the object. So all the particles inside that object are covering the same straight lines, isn't it? So yes, this is pure translational motion. Right? This is pure translational motion. Next is pure rotational motion. When the body is rotating, all the particles are actually moving along a circular path. Like this is a body which is rotating, then all the particles of that body are moving along some circles, and this is the axis of rotation. This kind of motion is known as pure rotational motion. Then we have combination of translational and rotational motion. In this type of motion, there is a straight line motion also, and there is a rotation also. So suppose you have kept a cylinder on an inclined plane. So when that cylinder will be coming down, it will be rolling, like it will be moving downwards also, and it will be circularly moving as well. So this type of motion covers both the aspects. It covers the straight line motion also, and it covers the rotational motion also. So these are the three kinds of motion: pure translational motion, pure rotational motion, and combo of translational and rotational motion. Next, we will be discussing about the concept of center of mass. What's a center of mass? For that, you need to see an example. Suppose you have an object over here, right? Right now, right here, you have an object over here. If I apply the force with two fingers at one end of this object, like this, or like this, it has rotated. You saw that it actually rotated. But when I'll apply the same amount of force with the same two fingers at the center of this object, like this, it has moved translationally. So what did you see? That actually the force that you applied accelerated the whole object when the force was applied here. You know that force is equal to mass into acceleration. Force equals to mass into acceleration. Okay, there are many particles inside this object. You would agree with me over that? So there are many particles which are in this object, right? But when you applied the force over here, the object exactly did not move. The whole object did not move and the object rotated. You know why? Because these particles came into motion, and because of this inertia, they just kind of pulled back. So the body kind of rotated. But when you applied the force here, right here, you saw that the object actually moved forward. The object moved translationally. So what does that mean? That this point is acting as if the whole mass of the body is concentrated over here. Because when you applied the force here, the whole body moved. Okay, but you applied the force here. But actually, when you applied the force, the whole body moved. So what does that mean? That means that this point was acting as if it is containing all the mass of the body, and when you applied the force, the whole body got accelerated, whereas it's not the case when you apply the force elsewhere. Like when you'll apply here, even then you won't see the object moving translationally as a whole. When you would apply the force here, even then you would not see that the whole object is moving. So whole object actually responds when you apply the force here. Okay. So this point is known as center of mass. Actually, there are particles here and there, and they have masses here and there. But, this point acted as if it is containing the whole mass of the body. This just acted like that. Okay. So center of mass can lie outside the body or inside the body. I'll tell you what I want to say. Suppose you have a wire, right? And you give it a shape of U. You give it a shape of U, like this. So now I need to tell you certain aspects about center of mass. Aspect number 1, center of mass is a point where the entire mass of the body can supposed to be concentrated. This is aspect number 1. Okay. Now second aspect related to center of mass, you can actually balance a body at center of mass. Okay. When you find the center of mass, then at that point, you can actually balance a body, right? You can try it, and that balancing point is known as center of mass. Now, there's another aspect too. Suppose you have a wire, you have given it a shape of U. Okay. So, when you keep that U on your finger, like this you have kept it. Okay, you can see that. And what will happen after a second, that you will tilt and it will take the shape of inverted U. Like I kept the U here like this, right? But it tilted and it went down. Why? Because gravity was attracting it, and that's why it got tilted. Because its center of mass was lying outside the body. So center of mass, where the whole mass of the body can supposed to be concentrated, is not necessarily lying on the body. It can lie outside the body also. Remember that. Okay.